Lewes. Local webcasting for a worldwide audience.
You're listening to Radio Lewes, where the music matters, and welcome back to Guess the Year. As always, I'm Ben Fuller, and like usual, we've got a year. We've got the music, and we've got the trivia. And we'll start, like always, with the music. Gorillas, Feel Good Inc. leads us into January. New Year's celebrations all over the UK fall silent for 2 minutes as a mark of respect for those who died in the Indian Ocean tsunami. And the second, Operation Garan, the UK military aid effort for the victims of the tsunami, is launched. On the 8th of January, the BBC broadcast Jerry Springer the Opera, despite receiving at least 45,000 complaints. On the 13th, pictures of Prince Harry wearing a Nazi military uniform at a private fancy dress party are published in the newspapers. Caroline Leck, a member for the Scottish Parliament, is jailed for 7 days on January the 20th for non-payment of a fine arising from a protest at Faslane Nuclear Base. What else can I tell you? On the 31st, a murder inquiry is launched in Belfast after 33-year-old Robert McCartney dies in hospital from injuries sustained in a pub brawl. And with that we get more music now from the Arctic Monkeys. I Bet You Look Good on the Dance Floor sees us into February. And on the 2nd, Robert Kilroy Silk officially launches the Veritas political party on an anti-immigration platform after quitting the Eurosceptic UK Independence Party following a failed leadership bid. On the 6th, Tony Blair becomes the longest-serving Labour Prime Minister, exceeding the combined effort of Harold Wilson's 2 spells in power. On the 7th, Ellen MacArthur attains the solo around-the-world sailing record, returning to Falmouth the following day. Although subsequently beaten, this remains a record for women. On the 15th of February, Yusuf Islam, formerly known as Cat Stevens, receives substantial damages from 2 British newspapers, The Sun and the Sunday Times, which allege that the United States was correct to ban him from the country. The Sun has published, and the Sunday Times will publish, acknowledgements that he is not and has never been involved in or supported terrorism. On the 18th, the UK Food Standards Agency orders the withdrawal of over 350 food products from sale following the discovery that a batch of chili powder used to produce a batch of Worcestershire sauce, subsequently used to produce processed foods, was contaminated with a possibly carcinogenic dye, Sudan 1. And the Hunting Act. The ban on hunting with dogs in England and Wales comes into force. Opponents intend to challenge the new law and carry on hunting. And on the 23rd of February, 3 British soldiers were found guilty of abusing Iraqi prisoners. On the 25th of February, they are jailed for periods between 5 months and 2 years and dismissed from the army. More British soldiers face the possibility of conviction. More music now, this is Razorlight.
Emotional wreck, you don't know who you are. You never never say what you mean, and you keep your mouth shut and your night stays still. And then you come and call on me. You say I just can't help myself. I really, really wish I could be somewhere else than here. And I met a girl. She asked me my name. I told her what it was. She looked at me. I tried to explain exactly what I'd lost. But now I just can't help myself. I really, really wish I could be somewhere else than here. You give me everything I need, but I really, really wish I could be somewhere else than here. Just anywhere else. Just anywhere else than here. No one forget. No one forget. No one forget. Oh, when I saw you there, it was the first time, and you just walked on by. I was catching the sparks that flew from your heels, trying to catch your eye, but that was somewhere else. Yeah, somewhere else. Somewhere else. I really, really wish I could be somewhere else. Somewhere else. Somewhere else. I really, really wish I could be, 'cause I just can't help myself. I really, really wish I could be somewhere else than here. I just can't help myself. I really, really wish I could. I got everything I need. I really, really wish I could be somewhere else. Somewhere else. Somewhere else. I really, really wish I could be.
Somewhere else there from Razorlight, and we're into March. On the 1st of March, the New Forest in Hampshire becomes England's 12th national park. On the 2nd, Microsoft founder Bill Gates receives an honorary knighthood for contributions to enterprise in the UK and efforts to reduce world poverty. On the 24th, the Constitutional Reform Act receives royal assent and provides the creation of a Supreme Court to the United Kingdom. And on the 26th, Doctor Who is revived as a TV series by the BBC, having been discontinued in December 1989, and will be starring former Cracker actor Christopher Eccleston as the Doctor and pop star Billy Piper as his assistant Rose Tyler. More music now from Stereophonics.
Thinking about thinking of you.
look at me now. So take a 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 look at me now.
Oh, it seems like an awful long time since I heard that. Dakota from the Stereophonics, and we're into April. On April the 4th, the Gender Recognition Act comes into effect, allowing transsexual people to have their reassigned gender legally recognised by law. On the 7th, MG Rover, the last British-owned volume car maker, is placed into receivership. On the 9th of April, the wedding of Prince Charles and Camilla Parker Bowles takes place, which the Duchess of Cornwall being the title that Camilla will take, in a 20-minute ceremony at Windsor Guildhall. It's followed by a blessing at St George's Chapel in Windsor Castle. On the 15th, 8 days after going into receivership, administrators at carmaker MG Rover make redundant virtually all of the workforce, with over 6,000 job losses. And on the 21st, the Gaelic Language Scotland Act is passed by the Scottish Parliament, the first piece of legislation in the UK to give formal recognition to the Scottish Gaelic language. It aims to secure Gaelic as an official language of Scotland, commanding equal respect with English within the framework of the Government of Scotland. It would gain royal assent on June the 1st. Music now from Gwen Stefani.
Na 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 na.
Turned upside down, chicks that blew your mind, ding, it's the second round. Original track and ding, you know you can't buy these things, no. See Stefani and the Lamb, I rock the fetish people, you know who I am.
Yes, man, we got the style that's wicked, I hope you can all keep up. We climbed all the way from the bottom to the top, now we ain't getting nothing but love. If I was a rich girl, na 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 na. See, I'd have
Rich Girl featuring Eve from Gwen Stefani. Sees us into May. On the 4th, Constantine Brancusi's series of sculptures, Bird in Space, are sold at Christie's auction house in London for the record amount of $27,456,000. On the 5th, the UK general election, the Labour Party is returned to power with a greatly reduced majority of 66 seats. The Liberal Democrats win the most seats for any third party since 1923, with 62 MPs. Another addition to the Parliament is the new Respect Unity Coalition, who win their first MP, George Galloway. The ex-Labour MP gained the Bethnal Green and Bow seat in London from the Labour Party. And a bomb explodes outside the British consulate in New York. On the 12th of May, Malcolm Glazer gains control of Manchester United after securing a 70% share, ending more than 30 years of ownership by the Edwards family. On the 17th, George Galloway, Respect Party MP for Bethnal Green and Bow, appears before the United States Senate to defend himself against charges that he profited from Saddam Hussein's regime, launching a tirade against the senators who had accused him and attacking the war in Iraq. On the 21st of May, Arsenal become the first team to win the FA Cup on penalties after they defeat Manchester United in a shootout that follows a 0-0 draw. On the 25th, Liverpool FC win their 5th European Cup, defeating AC Milan on penalties following a 3-3 draw after extra time in Istanbul. Liverpool's victory was notable for the remarkable comeback from 3-0 down at half-time to level the match. On the 27th, Mark Hobson is sentenced to life in prison at Leeds Crown Court after admitting 4 charges of murder. On a killing spree in July the previous year, 35-year-old Hobson killed his girlfriend Claire Sanderson, her sister Diane, as well as pensioners James and Joan Britton. The judge at the trial recommends that Hobson is never released from prison. And on the 31st, Bob Geldof announces plans for a concert, Live 8, similar to Live Aid, which took place in 1985, to coincide with the G8 summit in Edinburgh. We got more music now from Katie Tunstall.
Her face is a map of the world, is a map of the world. You can see she's a beautiful girl, she's a beautiful girl. Everything around her is a silver pool of light. People who surround her feel the benefit of it. It makes you count. She holds you captivated in her palm. Suddenly I see, this is what I wanna be. Suddenly I see, why the hell it means so much to me. Suddenly I see, this is what I want. So much to me. And I feel like walking the world, like walking the world. And you can hear she's a beautiful girl, she's a beautiful girl. She fills up every corner like she's born in black and white. Makes you feel warmer when you're trying to remember what you're. She's taller than most, and she's looking at me. I can see her eyes looking from the page of a magazine. She makes me feel like I could be a tower, big strong tower, yeah. The power to be, the power to give, the power to see, yeah, yeah. Suddenly I see she got the power to be, the power to give, the power to see, yeah, yeah. Suddenly I see she got the power to be, the power to give, the power to see, yeah, yeah, yeah. Suddenly I see she got the power to be, the power to give, the power to see, yeah, yeah. Suddenly I see she got the power to be, the power to give, the power to see, yeah, yeah. Suddenly I see this is what I wanna be.
Katie Tunstall with Suddenly I See, and that leads us into June. On the 17th of June, the Ugandan-born Bishop of Birmingham, John Sentamu, is named as the new Archbishop of York. He's the first ever black person to be appointed as an Archbishop of the Church of England. On the 23rd, Prince William of Wales graduates from the University of St Andrews. On the 24th, the IRA apologises unreservedly to the family of 14-year-old Kathleen Feeney, whom they shot dead in Derry in November 1973. The IRA had previously blamed the British Army for the killing. And on the 28th, in the Solent, the Queen conducts a fleet review of 167 naval, merchant and tall ships from the UK and 35 other nations to commemorate the bicentenary of the Battle of Trafalgar. Music now, this is the Kaiser Chiefs.
Watching the people get
predict a riot there sees us into July. The 31st G8 summit hosted in the UK begins at the Gleneagles Hotel in Perthshire the day before riots in Edinburgh took place by anti-capitalist and anti-G8 protesters. On the 7th of July, a series of coordinated terrorist bombings strike London's public transport system during the morning rush hour. 3 bombs exploded within 50 seconds of each other on 3 London Underground trains. A 4th bomb exploded on a bus an hour later in Tavistock Square. 52 civilians are killed and over 700 people are injured. On the 12th, Southampton Institute of Higher Education becomes a university. On 15th of August, it adopts the name Southampton Solent University. On the 14th, a 2-minute silence is held across Europe at midday to remember the victims of the London bombings. On the 15th, the Nanjing Automobile Group of China completes a takeover of the bankrupt British carmaker MG Rover and hopes to start producing cars at Longbridge next year, and some production also taking place in China. On the 18th, saw the criminalisation of magic mushrooms. Do people still use those? On the 21st, 4 attempted bomb attacks in London disrupt part of the capital's public transport. Small explosions occur around midday at Shepherd's Bush, Warren Street and Oval stations on London Underground and on a bus in Bethnal Green. However, there are no injuries. On the 22nd, Metropolitan Police fatally shoot Jean-Charles de Menezes. I'm going to put my teeth in to say this one. Jean-Charles de Menezes, mistakenly believed to be a suicide bomber. And on the 29th, 2 suspects of the attempted bombings in London on the 21st are arrested in North Kensington. A 4th suspect is arrested in Rome. You're listening to Radio Lewes, where the music matters. This is Guess the Year.
Switch me on.
Ooh La La from Goldfrapp there, which sees us into August. And on the 11th, British Airways grounds all flights as baggage handlers, loaders and bus drivers strike in support of 800 employees sacked by flight catering company Gates Gourmet. The strike is also affecting other airlines, causing chaos at London's Heathrow Airport. On the 12th, the radical Islamic preacher Omar Bakri Mohammed is barred from returning to the UK after Home Secretary Charles Clarke cancels the indefinite leave to return Mohammed was given after claiming asylum in 1986. On the 20th, the Rios Arena, a 32,500-seat multi-purpose stadium in Coventry, is opened. Owned by the local council, Coventry City FC are its key tenants, and it's also likely to be used as a concert venue. Japanese electrical goods manufacturer Rios purchased the stadium's naming rights in a multi-million-pound deal the year before. More music now, this is The Killers.
Breaking my back just to know your name. 17 tracks and I've had it with this game. I'm breaking my back just to know your name. But heaven ain't close in a place like this. Anything goes, but don't blink, you might miss. 'Cause heaven ain't close in a place like this. I said heaven ain't close in a place like this. Bring it back down tonight. Never thought I'd let a rumor ruin my moonlight. Well, somebody told me you had a boyfriend who looked like a girlfriend that I had in February of last year. It's not confidential, I've got potential. Ready, let's roll on to something new. Taking its toll and I'm leaving without you. 'Cause heaven ain't close in a place like this. I said heaven ain't close in a place like this. Bring it back down tonight. Never thought I'd let a rumor ruin my moonlight. Well, somebody told me you had a boyfriend who looked like a girlfriend that I had in February of last year. It's not confidential, I've got potential, rushing around. Place yourself for me. I said maybe, baby, please. But I just don't know now. When all I wanna do is try. Well, somebody told me you had a boyfriend who looked like a girlfriend that I had in February of last year. It's not confidential, I've got potential, rushing around. Now somebody told me you had a boyfriend who looked like a girlfriend that I had in February of last year. It's not confidential, I've got potential, rushing around. Somebody told me you had a boyfriend who looked like a girlfriend that I had in February of last year. It's not confidential, I've got potential, rushing around.
Somebody Told Me by The Killers sees us into September, and on the 12th, England cricket team wins the Ashes. On the 14th, Secretary of State for Northern Ireland Peter Hain announces that the government no longer recognises loyalist paramilitary group the Ulster Volunteer Force's ceasefire due to the UVF's ongoing feud with the Loyalist Volunteer Force, the recent violence against police. On the 26th, the head of the International Commission on Decommissioning, General John de Chastain, announces that in the Belfast press conference that the arsenal of the Provisional Republican Army has been put beyond use, including guns, ammunition, mortars and explosives. And on the 29th, the High Court decides that Ian Huntley, serving life imprisonment for the double child murders at Soham 3 years previously, should serve at least 40 years in prison before being considered for parole. The ruling is set to keep Huntley behind bars until at least 2042 and the age of 68. Now, I apologise in advance for this. It's possibly the worst song of the year.
What's going on?
Ding, ding. Crazy. Ding, ding. Bam, bam. Ding, 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 oh, oh. Ding, 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 crazy. Ding, ding.
Break it.
Yes, I'm sorry, that was Crazy Frog, but it sees us into October. And on the 2nd, the first park run, described as the Bushy Park Time Trial, takes place in Bushy Park in London. On the 5th, 3 perpetrators of the racially motivated murder of Glasgow teenager Chris Donald arrive in Scotland to face trial after a one-off extradition agreement negotiated with Pakistan. Between the 17th and 18th, the National Waterfront Museum in Swansea opens. On the 17th, the Conservative Party begin voting on a new leader following the resignation of Michael Howard, who stepped down after being defeated at the general election in May. And on the 18th, the landmark Spinnaker Tower in Portsmouth opens at 170 metres. It's the tallest accessible structure in the UK outside London. Music now from Madonna.
Time goes by so slowly. 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 I'm tired of waiting on you. Time goes by so slowly. 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 I don't know what to do. Every little thing that you say or do, I'm hung up on you. Waiting for your call, baby, night and day. I'm fed up. I'm tired of waiting on you. Every little thing that you say or do, I'm hung up on you. Waiting for your call, baby, night and day. I'm fed up. I'm tired of waiting on you. Every little thing,
Madonna there, and Hung Up sees us into November. On the 1st, Charles, Princess of Wales, and Camilla, Duchess of Cornwall, arrive in the United States for a state visit, their first overseas visit since their marriage. On the 5th, Britain's quadricentennial Guy Fawkes Night is celebrated 400 years to the day of the Gunpowder Plot. On the 21st of November, Alfred Anderson, one of the last surviving First World War veterans and the oldest man in Scotland, dies at the age of 109. He was also the last known survivor of the 2014 Christmas truce. On the 24th of November, pubs in England and Wales are permitted to open for 24 hours for the first time, and the Safeway name disappears from Britain after 43 years with the rebranding of the last remaining store by its owner Morrison's. On the 25th, the footballing world mourns the loss of George Best, the legendary former Manchester United and Northern Ireland player who dies from multiple organ failure in London following a 7-week illness at the age of 59. And on the 30th, quadruple killer Mark Hobson loses a High Court appeal against his trial judge's recommendation that he should never be released from prison. More music now, this is Will Smith.
Yo, mic check, mic check. Yeah, here you go. Oh, nah, he over here. Yeah, I heard he got that hot new thing. It's called Switch. Let's get it going. Vibe to vibe a second. It's a club, girl, while you arrive naked. Hear that? How the veteran glide the record. But don't download, go out and buy the record. Something sexy about a girl on the floor, all her friends around her. I mean, real clean, ain't gotta touch or nothing. It ain't like I like a chick on chick or something. I'm just a sucker for a hot track. And you're drinking a chick to tell stop that. Dance is a hop and a clap, flip it round. Now bring it on back, break it down. Now switch. Turn it over and hit it. Turn around now. Switch. Turn it over and hit it. Ooh la la la. Switch. Turn it over and hit it. Turn around now. Switch. Turn it over and hit it. I got a question. I need to ask somebody. Why is it that when y'all see me at the party, y'all be looking like, ooh, he a movie star? He ain't supposed to be out on the floor with everybody. But oh wait, whoa, y'all forgetting when I was amateur spitting before the scripts were written. First one in, last one out the club, bursting in, passing out in the club. Back at it, this cat is the wit and the charm, taking you higher like a syringe hitting your arm, bringing the fire, making you bend, ring the alarm. Let me see you clap and spin, baby, come on. Turn it over and hit it. Turn around now. Turn it over and hit it. Ooh la la la. Turn it over and hit it. Turn around now. you just gonna stand there, huh? But you too cute to dance? Or you scared? It ain't really that hard to do. I ain't trying to be in love with you. All I wanted was a moment or two. See if you could do that switcheroo. Shut your mouth, fool, hit your crew. The thick body and the red one too. I'll be right here waiting on you to see if y'all could do that switcheroo. Hey, hey, that's what I'm talking about. Do that there, man. That's what I'm talking about. Do that there, man. That's what I'm talking about. Do that there, man. That's what I'm talking about. Turn it over and hit it. Turn around now. Turn it over and hit it. Ooh la la la. Turn it over and hit it. Turn around now. Turn it over and hit it. Ooh la la la. Turn it over and hit it. Turn around now. Turn it over and hit it. Ooh la la la. Turn it over and hit it. Turn around now. Turn it over and hit it. Ooh la la la.
Will Smith with Switch. Okay, December the 6th, David Cameron, 39-year-old MP for Witney in Oxfordshire, is elected the leader of the Conservative Party, defeating David Davis. On the 9th, the last Route Master buses in regular service in London run on Route 159. On the 11th of December, explosions tear through the Buncefield oil storage facility located near Hemel Hempstead in Herefordshire. On the 19th, the Civil Partnership Act comes into force, granting same-sex couples similar legal rights to those of married heterosexuals. The first civil partnerships in the United Kingdom, under the normal application of the new rules, is registered in Belfast City Hall between Shannon Sickles and Grain Close. The first partnerships in Scotland are registered on the 20th December and in England on the 21st. And on the 22nd, Tony Blair makes a surprise visit to the British forces in Iraq. Music now from Oasis.
I sold my soul for the second time, 'cause the land, it don't pay me. I begged my landlord for some more time. He
Oasis there with the importance of being idle. Now, some of the movies you'd have been watching at the time. Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. Do you know, I'm sure I'm wearing somebody else's teeth. The Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe, War of the Worlds, King Kong, Madagascar, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Batman Begins, Hitch, Crash, Brokeback Mountain and Walk the Line. And some of the technology, Steve Fossett breaks the world record for completing the first non-stop, non-refueled solo flight around the world in the Virgin Atlantic Global Flyer. And the super jumbo jet Airbus A380 makes its first flight from Toulouse. And Microsoft releases the Xbox 360 gaming console in North America. Now, if you haven't got it already, this has been 2005. I've been Ben Fuller. This has been Guess the Year. Thank you so much for listening. I'm going to leave you with Green Day and Boulevard of Broken Dreams. Until next time, stay safe. Ta-da.
I walk a lonely road, the only one that I have ever known. Don't know where it goes, but it's on me and I walk alone. I walk this empty street on the boulevard of broken dreams. In the city streets and I'm the only one and I walk alone. I walk alone, I walk alone. I walk alone, I walk up. My shadow's only one that walks beside me. My shallow heart's the only thing that's beating. Sometimes I wish someone up there will find me. To here I walk alone. I'm walking down the line that divides me somewhere in my mind. On the borderline of the edge and where I walk alone. Read between the lines of what's fucked up and everything's alright. Check my vital signs and know I'm still alive and I walk alone. I walk alone, I walk alone. I walk alone, I walk alone. My shadow's only one that walks beside me. My shallow heart's the only thing that's beating. Sometimes I wish someone up there will find me. Through here I walk alone. I walk alone. I walk this empty street on the boulevard of broken dreams. When the city sleeps and I'm the only one and I walk out. My shadow's only one that walks beside me. My shallow heart's the only thing that's beating. Sometimes I wish someone up there will find me. Through here I walk alone.
Radio Lewes. Local community webcasting.